pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome everybody here this evening, and I'm going to have the administrator take a roll call attendance, please.
Trustee Pelkey? Here. Trustee Menard?
Here.
Trustee Rodriguez? Trustee Arno?
Present.
Mayor LaBounty?
Here. I'm going to open up the meeting to the public, but I'm going to read a few rules that the public must follow. Individuals wishing to speak during the public comment period must sign in. Speakers must be recognized by the mayor. Speakers must step in front of the room. Speakers must give their name, address, and organization if they represent any. Speakers must limit their remarks to 5 minutes. Speakers may not yield any remaining time of their 5 minutes to another speaker. Board members may, with the permission of the mayor, interrupt the speaker during their remarks, but only for the purpose of clarification or information. All remarks must be directed or addressed to the board as a body, not as an individual board member. Speakers must observe the common accepted rules of courtesy, decorum, dignity, and good taste. Interested parties or their representatives may also address the board by written communication. And I see that we have one individual, Mr. Matt Boyer, who would like to address the board. Mr. Boyer?
Yeah, good evening, everybody I think knows me, but Matt Boyer, CDC Real Estate, here in Rouses Point. I've been for a long time. I'm here mainly just to say thanks. As you know, I worked, along with Alex, we worked with this Canadian company that we were fortunate enough to place here. I want to thank you. I want to commend the planning board. I thought that Pat Burkett and the team, Matt Favreau and them, handled it well. My understanding, having gone through the process of needing a variance to go there, is that I believe that you're working on that next step of hopefully making the zoning more broad there, so that if those owners fix up, you know, the other building that had 21, which I believe is on their or in their plans. I'd just love to see the zoning more open, because it's very difficult to bring a company like this Firmos in and say, hey, we've got the space for lease, but it needs a variance for zoning, and it just adds another level of complication that other industrial parks and areas don't have. So I commend you for I think getting to work on that, and we plan on going to the planning board and voice the same thing there, but just wanted to say thanks. And economic development's a long road, but this company seems to be top-notch and honestly really seem to be loyal, trustworthy type people. And so we hope that, you know, they all have big plans when they get here, but this one has quite a bit of success in Canada and is being pulled into the U.S., so I think that there will be more success. At least we're hopeful of that, and hopefully they'll do it here rather than expand somewhere else. So that's all I wanted to say, and thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Just to follow up on that, Mr. Boyer, just to let everybody know, you and I and Mr. Letchmore, the administrator, visited Foremost up in Montreal, and we were, I would say, I'll use my own words, pretty impressed about what their operation was, and they're expanding by particularly buying another building next to them. And they discussed with us their operation in Montreal, as well as what they hope to have an operation here in Rouses Point. And based on all that, this board is pro-business, and we wanted to utilize the Academy Street extension for what it was designed for the truck traffic, and utilize that property up at 64 Maple for design for warehousing and something to bring some solid jobs to our village. And I think with your help and Mr. Stalcott working together with this board, we can probably accomplish that in pretty good shape. So I want to thank you for your kind comments, and we look forward to working with you and whoever else in the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Everybody should have a packet in the minutes of the January 3rd meeting. There's nobody that wants to discuss or make any changes to those minutes. I need a motion to accept those minutes.
I make a motion, we accept the minutes as printed.
Second.
All those in favor of accepting the January 3rd, 23 minutes, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Bills, Mr. Letourneau?
We have 3 additions this evening. The first one is Excel's health plan in the amount of $44,986.17. That's the February bill. Our second one is the business card, which is the credit card. The amount of $150.70, that's expenses for the code enforcement officer. And the last one is simply prescriptions, $5,851.04, which is the retirees' monthly bill.
Thank you.
I make a motion the bill to be paid.
Second.
All those in favor of accepting the bills, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Bills will be paid. The correspondence, we'll start off with the couple of resolutions. Resolution 2023-1 about the village elections. The date will be March 21st, 2021, and the polls open. And we need a motion to accept that date for the voting in our village for the village elections. Any discussion on that? If not, then I need a motion to accept that date.
Motion to accept March 21st as the election date. Second.
All those in favor? Mr. Latchmore, will you take a roll call vote, please?
Absolutely. So just to do some clarifications, Mr. Mayor, it's for the 2023 elections. What it indicates is that the Board of Trustees of the Village of Rouses Point has determined that the polling places will be at the Halsted Hall, located at 39 Lake Street in Rouses Point, with the polls being open from noon to 9 p.m. Trustee Pelkey,
Aye.
Trustee Menard,
Aye.
Trustee Rodriguez absent, Trustee Arno,
Aye.
and Mayor LaBounty.
Aye. The ayes have it, so the resolution 223-1 has been passed by the board. The second resolution, 2023-2, is the voter registration day. My understanding, this is for new registrars. Whether we can want to have this day and pay people for this particular day, which would be the 17th of, the 21st of March, the election. And when is the registration date, Mr. Latchmore?
That's what this resolution is stating, Mr. Mayor, that we aren't going to have one, so there won't be a day.
In my understanding, just to make sure that the residents understand, there's been very little, if anybody's signing up to register for that day. That's why we're doing this.
Correct. So in the past, the village can opt to have a registration day or opt out of a registration day. And the reason why the village has decided to opt out of having a registration day for people to vote is because of the lack of turnout. So we have to have people here to sign for the registration cards, and the village has found that it's not cost effective to have a registration day. The residents of the village of Rouses Point can still register to vote through the Clinton County Board of Elections or through the county office, or they can register through the DMV website. So there's other means that residents that aren't registered to vote have the option to go and register by other means. So,
Any discussion among the board on this? No? Then I need a roll call vote on accepting this resolution to opt out of that registration day.
Trustee Pelkey,
Aye.
Trustee Menard,
Aye.
Trustee Rodriguez absent, Trustee Arno,
Aye.
Mayor LaBounty.
Aye. The resolution 2023-2 has passed. We've opted out of the registration day. Another resolution, 2023-3, is appointing the election inspectors, and they would be as follows: Mary Rascal as chief inspector, Kathy Hunter as an inspector, Elise Briette as inspector, Muriel Lefebvre as inspector, and Nancy Baker as an alternate. If nobody has any discussions on that, I would ask Mr. Latchmore to take a roll call vote to approve these inspectors. Do I have a motion on the floor?
Make a motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Roll call vote, Mr. Latchmore.
Trustee Pelkey,
Aye.
Trustee Menard,
Aye.
Trustee Rodriguez absent, Trustee Arno?
Aye.
Mayor LaBounty?
Aye, the ayes have it, the resolution 2023-3, the electrical inspectors have been approved. And I have also on my list is EMS contract that is due to be signed. We went to a meeting, myself, trustee Pelkey, and Administrator Latrimore at the town of Champlain to discuss the EMS contract. It has gone up approximately $54,000. It's the price of doing business. I look at it this way. We have to have the top service in our village. If somebody loses someone they care about because this board dropped the ball, I don't think that would be a very good thing for any of us up here or any of the residents to be without the proper coverage. So that's all I have to say, Mr. Trustee Pelkey. You have anything you want to add?
Yeah, we did look at other options, and this is the best price for what they're offering. I mean, if you went to another agency, it would be more money, and you don't know if you're going to get the coverage that you have now. We are still working in our future to curb some of the costs, like for the housing the ambulance. Maybe we could make some kind of a deal where it would offset some of that cost. So we are still in negotiations. Like the mayor said, it went up $54,000 just this year, but it's still cheaper than anybody else. I mean, we have prices from different agencies, and they're a lot more money. So we have to, unfortunately, we have to pay this bill for the protection because we need to take care of our residents.
I have nothing more to add. Anyone else on the board have anything to say in regards to the contract? No?
I'd like to make a motion to authorize the mayor to sign the contract.
Second?
Mr. Latchmore, I'll take a roll call vote for that contract vote, please.
Trustee Pelkey?
Aye.
Trustee Bernard?
Aye.
Trustee Rodriguez absent. Trustee Arno?
Aye.
Mayor LaBounty?
Aye. So we have approved the Champlain EMS contract, and I will sign that and make sure it's been brought up to their facility and given to, I think it's Mr. Roger Favreau, who is the individual I have to turn the contract over to. The last thing I have would be in regards to the library. Ann Paulson, the library director at the Ross Point Dodge Memorial Library, has indicated that 2 of the 4 pages are not available, not all available during the winter months and often gone during the other months. The library has had to close on several occasions due to lack of a page to cover the circulation desk. It is for this reason the library is asking the Board of Trustees to approve Matthew Bunnell to be hired as a part-time page. Any discussion on that?
I make a motion that we approve the Matthew Burnell for the page for the library. Second?
I don't think we need a roll call vote for this. I'm going to just ask all those in favor of hiring Matthew Burnell as a part-time page for the library, say aye, please.
Aye.
All those opposed? The board has approved Matthew Burnell's hiring at the library as a part-time page. That's all I have on my agenda. I'll turn it over to Trustee Arnold now.
Only have a couple things. The library is looking for candidates for trustees. And if you want to be on the library board, whatever, go see Ann. And you can talk to her about how to go about it and stuff. And also they're looking for volunteers to organize the books for the June book sale. And they have a lot of books to go through, I guess, and she'll tell you how to do that and stuff. So that's all I have, Mr. Mayor.
Okay,
For now.
thank you. Trustee Menard.
I have nothing for this evening.
Trustee Pelkey.
Just an update on the historical markers. The street department took them down. They sandblasted them and painted them. They came out very well. There was actually 7 of them that had to be done throughout the village. And if you see the before and the after pictures, I mean, what a difference.
Definitely.
Yeah.
These markers are, if we bought them new, they're probably over $2,000 a piece.
This is what-
And this is what they look like before they refurbished them. So, Public Works did a nice job in sandblasting them and painting them up for us. Came out very nice, saved us some money. Special thank you to Steve Lambert that brought it to our attention that, you know, he noticed a sign down at the Fort Montgomery that was pretty deteriorated. And we replaced this one once before.
Right.
And it was good that we caught them before we have to replace them. I mean, paint's a lot cheaper than these signs. So,
I got one thing to say about that. I was gonna paint them, and I painted one side of one, and it took me about 4.5 hours. And Johnny Bernard took over. I told him, I said, I can't do it, I just can't do it. I says, it probably took me a month to do them. Johnny Bernard did 2 in 3 hours, so he did a heck of a job.
The second thing I have is, we're doing some renovations down at the village office, making some offices downstairs so we don't have to go upstairs. And they're coming along very well. And it's nice that we could do all this work in-house. We didn't have to hire a contractor to come in and do this construction work. And it's gonna be very beneficial to the village and to the employees to be all on one floor rather than having people climb stairs. But just to realize the work and the quality of work that they did, how nice it came out.
Oh, yeah,
I mean, if you
definitely.
guys looked at those rooms, I mean, they're coming out very nice. And like I said, if you had to hire a contractor to come in and do that, we have a lot of talent in-house that took care of that. And, you know, Public Works really went above and beyond, especially Eve Garden. He did a nice job sheetrocking and taping. He did, yeah, he went above and beyond.
And just to follow up on that, it's been long overdue.
Yes.
That the mayor, the administrator, whoever's sitting in those chairs, have something to welcome our future businesses or people into our village and have a nice office where they can come in and they're not cramped into a closet. Now we have an open space and we can feel proud of what we have. And the guys have done one hell of a job, as Trustee Pelkey has indicated.
I'd like to thank him as well. You guys did a really nice job.
Yeah, there's a lot of, you can
A
tell.
lot of work there.
You can tell they took a lot of pride in their work.
Oh, yeah.
And,
Exactly.
you know,
Yep.
and they did a nice job. The third thing I have is I need an executive session to talk about personnel issues.
I'll second that.
All those in favor of at the end of the regular meeting going into executive session, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, we will go into executive session at the end of the regular public meeting. Anything else, Trustee Pelkey?
No, that's it.
Trustee Rodriguez is not here, so we'll ask Code Officer Cooper, do you have anything you want to report?
Just since the last meeting, I had a couple of my small businesses kind of fold up, I guess you'd call it. It's a lack of thing, but you know, it's the winter time here. Also, one of the business downtown is moving from one building to the other, and we're getting that set up and dealing with the health department and things to get that going. That's all that's happened since the last meeting.
Okay. Anything else, Mr. Cooper?
That's it.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else from the public have anything they want to say or comment on anything tonight before I ask for a motion to adjourn to go into executive session? If not, then I need a motion.
Motion to adjourn?
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? We are now going to go into executive session to discuss some personnel matters.